we are apparently live. All right, let me check to see if it's on the YouTube. Let's see. Let me see. Um, we may or may not be live right now.
Looks like it.
Oh, really? Like it's actually on the YouTube channel. Yeah, we're
Uh,
actually
yeah,
we're here.
okay, good.
We is live. What is good, YouTube? So this is my first time doing an actual live stream. I appreciate everyone for helping me, grow the actual page from from like none to like 1.2K subs. Like it is all because of y'all. So today I wanted to try
Like
something a tad
1.2K
bit.
subs, like it is all.
If you could turn down your whole joint. But no, I was trying to try something different, just because like you already know, like there's mad bulls out in the Sixers YouTube sphere doing live streams. I said, look, why not? Let's just talk some Sixers ball live. So we're going to be doing these live streams pre and post games. Um, so yeah, just trying to talk sports. Hopefully, this squad wins, because if they don't, I am going to be pissed. Like y'all know me from last year, dog. Against I'm the Hawks. Bulls was pissed. So this is going right. This is going to be a space where we're just going to try to be organic in our sports talk. Just so y'all know, I have no idea what I am doing, but it's all good. It is all love. So let me introduce my boys here. We definitely have three more guests, but they're they're late. Being on CBT time, if y'all know what that is. But if y'all want to introduce yourselves to the good folks of YouTube, be my guest. I guess now can start.
What's going on, YouTube? My name now.
You all quiet with it?
Yeah, just looking forward to talking about Sixers basketball, and hopefully they don't, do no nut shit this year. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just we just gotta wait and see, and I'm looking forward to watching a good game tonight.
You already know. I also see you have a a fat head
Oh yeah,
AI joint
yeah,
in the back.
yes.
Explain that.
It was actually wasn't even my idea. This was like a gift that I think my pops gave to Jones when I was in I I think we were still at ENS. I was maybe it was during our sophomore or junior years.
Right.
And I was kind of surprised because I wasn't really expecting it. I think it was either for my birthday or Christmas or something, and it took up my whole wall, and it had took some time getting used to because when I would go upstairs to my room, and of course it would be dark. There was this big black figure on the wall. It kind of made it look like there was an actual person. I'm like, who? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it took some time getting used to. But yeah, it was during I want to say sophomore or junior year when we was at ENS.
Right. Well, I appreciate you pulling up to the joint. Next week we have Mr. Brandon Barrett, my guy.
Why you say my whole government? It's cool. It's cool. What's up? I am a big Eagles fan and a casual Sixers fan.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly go fly. So yeah, I'm just here to talk about some Sixers. Hopefully, I always hope they win, but hopefully it's just not no nut shit. Cause I do get annoyed too when they do when they just blow leads and shit like that.
Most definitely.
Word. So it looks like we have 4 Bulls live in the chat. Oh wow, we actually have Daniel L. What's good, bro? LV John 21215. What's good? S Bonkale. Oh, hi Mo. She said too. We have 3 more Bulls who are going to be coming on. But in the meantime, we are going to talk about tonight's game and how we feel, or how far we how far we think this team can go. So now me, I feel like the Sixers, they're a very sporadic wild card team, yo. Pre Harden trade, it was evident that the squad wasn't going nowhere. Oh snap! We have Tay here at the stream. What's good, Dante? You late, bro?
What's up, bro?
What's good?
Come on, like
We
I
are
had
live,
to
yo.
do other stuff.
All good,
What's
man.
good, Brody?
Was good.
If you want to introduce yourself to the lovely folks of YouTube, be our guest.
Oh, we on YouTube?
Yeah, yo, live.
I don't even know what's going on, to be honest. But what's good, I guess, to people that's looking at me, if they are looking at me.
Yes, we have 2 boys in the chat.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see Niles. Was good to the other person.
That's good.
How you doing? Yeah, how does this stuff work? I gotta still walk in the house. I haven't even walked in the house yet.
So well, okay. Who's your team? Your favorite NBA team?
I don't have one. I just look.
I felt like you were a
Celtics.
Boston fan. Yeah,
Yep. I was about to say
Tatum
Celtics.
fan.
I mean, I liked them in the moment, but then I stopped caring. But I mean, I feel like I don't want to say I'm a bandwagon person, but I'm also saying I'm not. But also,
casual.
it's a lot of. I feel like a lot of the games about to be close. Like I feel like this is like the first year, or I'm not gonna say first. Last year's kind of you didn't know, but I mean the Bucks. But like I feel like you don't really know which way it's about to go because it's like everybody's kind of like even kill. Like even with the Celtics, even though like the Celtics come in because they the 2 seed, right?
2 seed, yeah. Playing the
Like and they playing the Nets the first round. Like that sucks for them. Like imagining like, oh, we made it to the top, but like the first team you got to play is the Nets. It's like, damn, you about to get your ass tapped. Oh wait, can we curse?
You can cuss, just like no N words, please.
But yeah, they about to. I don't really believe that the Celtics are going to beat the Nets.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do, that'll be cool.
You a Ben fan?
Y'all a Ben fan?
No.
No.
He a nut, bro. He's a nut.
How would you feel if Ben Simmons take the Nets to the finals?
At this point, I
because
honestly
they
can't
say
get
he
mad.
might play.
I mean, Bull probably will play. I can't get mad.
They're not doing nothing, bro. Ain't nobody
he wasn't going to stay here, so it is it is what it is. But at the same time, I'm still pissed that he left on some nut-ish, and he owes me restitution for being his fan and defending him so much. As y'all know, yo, I was a Ben Simmons defender. OD. from like high school all the way to Q. So I look like a D head. So
Like it's one thing to pass up jump shots, but this man passed up a layup, bro. A layup. A wide open layup. Pass that joint up, bro. Like I honestly couldn't believe it. Like once that joint happened, I'm like, all right, this is what it's come to now. I'm like, all right, like this Chuck. You feel me? Like so, but he not on our team no more, so I don't really care what he do with the Nets. He not gonna do nothing anyway, in my opinion, because if he can't hit his free throws, I don't care what team he's on. That problem of him not being able to shoot. I don't care if he play with Golden State or he playing with Brooklyn or whoever. Like at the end of the day, he's a ball handler. He has to have the ball in his hands to be effective. And if it's late in games and it's crunch time, teams are gonna foul him on purpose, just like how they did to us. And if he can't knock down his free throws, he's gonna be sitting right next to Steve Nash. You know what I mean? So like, I'm really not worried about Ben Simmons. I mean, like he's a good
I
defender, but
mean,
like
to be honest, he really don't need to score. Like with the Nets, like they already got enough offensive power. All he needs to do is just play defense. Like he don't really even need to like I think the difference with the Sixers because Joel and B basically do all the work. I mean, when y'all had Steph Curry, that was nice. Y'all don't really got no really outside shooting, so y'all kind of got to depend all on James Harden now, which is could be a little
Maxi
iffy.
too.
But like
Maxi
his
too.
offensive,
Go ahead.
his offensive was more relied on in Philly compared to where the Nets. He can take a step back and just strictly just like all he needs to get some steals, some blocks,
I feel
throw it to
like
KD, make the game winning shot, or
No, like
Kyrie
that's
because
true, but like,
Kyrie
what
gonna
if
be
he
clutch.
gets
So like
fouled though? 30
he,
seconds left. He has the ball, or like
my point.
in
Like
between,
you can't play him late in games.
yeah, right. Like you really can't play him unless he like worked on them joints and
I don't think he's gonna have the ball 30 seconds left.
But then he's useless. You feel what I'm
And if
saying?
he does have the ball 30 seconds left, I mean, he should be able to dunk. I hope.
He said, I
you
hope.
hope. Brandon, what like what's like your thoughts, bro?
About Ben?
Benny 1 point.
He a
1 sec. I'm
bum.
gonna be right back. I gotta leave for a quick.
All right, bro.
Good. I think he's a bum. I don't really care. Like, you mean? It's like if you can't score. I've always said this. I've never been a Ben fan. I remember
We
in
know.
high school, you was talking up on Ben Simmons. I'm like, this dude can't score. What are you talking about? Like, so like, I just think him being on the Nets. I mean, that probably is going to be the best for him because he don't. You just get a ball to KD, whatever. He gonna get a bucket. But like y'all said, y'all can't play him late in games. So what? And I think it's gonna be real corny if he could start scoring now because we traded him. I'm gonna be mad. I don't care what
Bull Mike
nobody
too. Like
say.
I don't
But
know.
see,
No, that's
the
corny.
thing is, bro, we've been saying like I remember like being so excited about Ben Simmons after his rookie year when he would post those videos of him like not like shooting. He about to come back next year. He about to fry. You know what I mean?
But
Like
a
he really
fry
about
boy
to.
though.
You know what I mean? And like he does the same thing every year, and then he never shows it. In game. I think like last year, the last year when he was with us, he only shot maybe like 10 threes the whole season. You feel what I'm saying? So like I have no reason to believe that he's going to just magically start knocking down jump shots all of a sudden because we've been hoping the same thing for the past 5 years.
But what if he do? He
Like,
just start
it's an
drilling
out.
him.
Like it's an out. Like
It's heat checks.
then like he a nut, bro. Like my
But
thing was
let's be real. Like, do you like on
Take it.
some real shit? Like, do you really think that that's going to happen though?
No.
Like, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So like, my point, like,
bro. Like my thing was
nothing
like
anymore, bro.
my
Like,
thing. Like I gave Ben grace each year. Like each game. It was more so about him being aggressive and just hitting his free throws, bro. Because if you can't generate offense through a shot, like at the very least, you need that like that's free throw to supplement everything else. And like the fact that like, he shrunk in the biggest moment of his career doing the thing everyone said he needed to do at minimum was just OD, dog. So I don't respect him no more. I still have his his like uh
Jersey.
jersey just because like I like spent bread, bro, and I don't want to give that up just because like I spent 110. So it's
And
all good,
he
bro.
he really filed a whole grievance, I mean, against the whole Sixers and shit. I'm like, all right, bro, like you really doing too much, bro. You know what I'm saying? But and then now and I don't know if y'all been watching like First Take and like watching what Stephen A been saying about Ben Simmons and like,
Mm.
but like on some real though, like what have you been doing that you got your back injured, bro? Like
He's
you haven't
lying.
played ball in like a year, bro. Like what have you been doing, bro? How are you injured from doing what? You mean
Playing games, man.
like that's anything, bro.
But yeah,
How y'all feel about the series though, the Raptor series?
the Raptors series once again.
We
I was
Um,
just telling
got a game tonight.
like I don't like I think and it hurts me to say this and I was just telling Kyan it's like I honestly think that the Raptors gonna take this joint in like 6 games only cause like I just feel like we just gonna end up doing some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like and I'm not super confident in James Harden. You know what I mean? I feel like like especially that if you look at like the last ten games or so prior to the playoffs, like he wasn't really efficient. He keep chucking up bricks like them step backs that used to fall in Houston. Them Jones not falling no more. You know what I'm saying? So I don't and our bench is really suspect too. You know what I'm saying? And Toronto, even though they don't got like a superstar player, like they have a solid squad, like it's solid players all around, even on a bench. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So I mean, we'll see. I mean, I want the Sixers to win, of course, but I mean, I wouldn't feel confident putting my money on them, but that's just my opinion.
for me, I still gotta I like still have us winning the joint strictly because we have two of the best three players in the actual series. With that being said, I'm not confident in like Coach Glenn and like his adjustments. Um, but I do think when it comes down to it, James Harden cannot go out like no bum. So I just don't think that like Harden being who he is gonna let us down. Now he could, but like we can't lose. First first round, bro. Like that's a
Shall
bad
be
feeling.
rough.
Like
Agree.
it is no way we can lose this John. So I do think it is going to be, very close. Just because, like, if you looked at, each of the 4 games, like against them this year, Raptors, it was very close games. Like, I think each joint was decided by like 6 points or less, each time. So like it's like it is going to be a hard fought, grit grind, dog type joint. But like once again, if like we cannot lose 2-0 raps round one, dog. Like it is no way. It is no way.
That's a fact, bro. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I really hope that we can win, but it's just like, I mean, I might change my prediction depending on how game one goes, bro. But it's just like we played the Raptors 4 times in the regular season, and we only won one of those games. And a good portion of those games, Fred Van Fleet wasn't playing, OG Anunoby
OG
wasn't
and either,
playing.
right?
Yeah, I mean, and we still like we're 1-3 against them in the regular season. Now, granted, playoff basketball is different, very different from regular season basketball. So hopefully that can be in our favor, being that we have home court advantage. But um I'm just not really that confident. Plus, like Toronto really got something to prove this year. Whereas like with
Mm.
us, I feel like we just have like more pressure. Because like if Toronto lose the series, it's like okay, well they had Joel Embiid, they had James Harden. Okay, like
Yeah,
that's
house bread, right? Yeah.
expected. But like with us, if we lose this shit, bro, like
It's gonna be bad. Oh, it's gonna be bad, yo.
Like, there's so much pressure on us, especially on James Harden, and that's why everybody keeps talking about. Like, he has to perform. Like, if James Harden performed the way that he did in like the first 5 games when he played in Philly, we'd be straight. Like, I thought we was going to go to the finals when James first came out. He was fine, but things like we was playing bad teams though. But like, still, of course, everybody was excited, including myself. But like, yeah, bro, like he gotta go back to how he was playing those first 5 games, and I feel like we can beat anybody if he's playing like that. But he hasn't been playing like that since he got here. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta wait and see and hope. But it is what it is.
I feel like if we lose this series to the Raptors, basketball is low key dead here just for a little. Just because it's like, bro, after that Kawhi shot, I feel like their city has had no momentum whatsoever with basketball. I feel like we've
I
just
remember
been,
watching that shit too. Like, I was like, yo,
bro, that shit was
it
hurt
was
me.
heartbreaking, bro.
I feel like we've just been in our own heads, really. Like, I feel like the Sixers, they just have no real direction half the time. That's why I'm kind of casual with them, honestly, until they can prove to me, like, just in my own opinion, that like y'all are ready to do something. Because like it's every year, it's literally the same thing in the playoffs every year. And I watch, like, I am a casual fan, don't get me wrong, but I do watch the playoffs. And once I see the playoffs and I see these other teams play with swagger and
Right, you're like the
confidence,
Sixers ain't doing this.
right? The Sixers aren't doing this. Like, they're
Yeah,
blowing
bro.
20-point leads to the Hawks, and it's just like,
Twice.
bro, like
Twice.
It's like
Next game.
I don't know, and I definitely do not trust the coach. I know Cain does not like to call him Doc, so I will say Glenn.
Glenn.
But like, I don't trust him whatsoever. I think he is a charlatan. Yeah,
Nice
he's
word.
fake.
So yeah. So Now said that he has the Raps in 6 until further notice. I have the Sixers in like 7.
I knew he was gonna say 7.
7. Because like
And the fact that you said 7 is the reason why I'm scared to pick this. Because like
That's sad.
it shouldn't go 7 games. It really
We
shouldn't even
got
go past
James
6.
Harden and
For
Joel
real,
Embiid. Y'all saying
it should be 4-1 Sixers, like 5 games max. Like if we're being honest, but like everybody's either saying 6 or 7 games. Like for a first round for a championship contender, like
Shaq said we were sweeping them.
I think it's because like he thinks that like Harden is going to show up. Like if Harden plays well, it's a wrap.
Right.
Like it's a wrap.
I don't know why everybody keep thinking that though. Like I haven't seen it.
It's because the boy has to. Like.
I mean, we know he has to. You know what I mean? Like, we know he has to. That don't mean that he gonna do this shit, though. You feel me? Like,
bro, Harden cannot lay no dud round.
Bro, if Harden doesn't play well, I'm not gonna say that the city is gonna eat him alive, because he's a superstar. But he's a superstar at the end of the day, so like he'll be fine.
He has won an MVP and scoring titles and shit. So I mean.
But it's gonna be real bad for his legacy. Real bad.
Man, screw the legacy. Like I want a ring, bro. Screw him.
Bro.
I deserve a ring, bro. The process needs to like yield fruit, dog. And like I'm getting sick and tired of giving this team grace year after year after year. Now, to that point, I kind of, let them grow. Let them grow when Ben was here, just because Bulls was young, and like you have to, or champions are like usually older in this league, right? So like my thing was, look, they're young and they're like, and they're still going relatively far. So like, why not give them a break? But like now it's like been like what 6 years?
Just
6 years,
about.
bro.
Just
Now,
about. Yeah.
now, Joel has grown, has like matured. Thank
Definitely.
God, like thank God. But
He's
like it's
definitely
time,
more.
like Bulls need to win.
Yeah.
I am tired of like saying, like
He's
next
young.
year. Like no.
I feel
You
you.
have
So
games and
we're
you
in
have
a win
Joe.
now predicament.
It's now, bro. Like
Yeah.
plus like bro, like have y'all seen Trey Young? Once he gets a team, it's a wrap. Once he
You're
gets a
gonna be
good squad, it's a
frying.
wrap. You need to win now, bro.
You're gonna be
And we
frying, bro.
can.
Real
We
red.
just have to actually give a damn. But I feel as though once again, and like this is from years of being bad. The Sixers still have a loser mentality, bro. And I feel as though
That's
that's
true.
going to bite us until Joel says, "Look, it's time. Let's like,
Like,
cause
I'm
like bro,
taking over.
On the accent.
like come on
Yo,
now, bro. Like I be getting so tight, yo. Like these boys embarrassed me last year, bro. Embarrassed me. I have not responded to like group chats since then. It's been it's like been 1 year.
I feel you,
This
bro.
this, this team is a embarrassment, but we love them. So this is like please win, dog. Like this like please. That's all I
So
have to say.
let me ask you this, because I heard them talking about this on Sports Center yesterday. Like,
Mm.
do you think that if the Sixers would have traded Ben Simmons to Portland and got CJ McCollum, because I don't know if y'all been watching it, but he been balling, and like don't get me wrong, CJ McCollum not an MVP caliber player. Like
That's
I'm not
bull, right?
saying that, you
Mm.
feel what I'm saying, but like he's been playing solid though. You feel me? Like he's been playing
I
well. So do
I
you think like so? I'm not trying to say that CJ McCollum is a better overall player than James Harden, but do you think that he is a better fit in Philadelphia than with James Harden, especially considering how James has been playing like the past like 10 games?
I'm saying no just because Harden still gets the assist.
I
And
feel
like
you.
Bulls don't talk a about that piece.
That's
Um,
fair.
CJ, like but he's
He's
a
solid.
he's a certified point ball, but
Mhm.
Harden still is a point guard, which like
I
we
feel
need.
you.
So like once again, if Harden does what he does currently and to score some points, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So it like comes
That's just
down
a
to
big
him. But
if. Like
hell no,
he needs
no
to go
freaking
back to his
CJ.
Houston
Oh,
days,
look,
man.
he's a good boy. He's playing well. Shout, 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 shout out to V Pels for
Barely
making
making
the
it to the
Barely, I'm about to say barely.
Got a skin at
right
18th.
barely, but like no, CJ, bro. Give me James and James play the freaking game, dog. Like,
That's what I'm
hands down,
saying. Like
hands down.
if we would have traded for McCullum, I feel like that would have just been like, yay, we get bounced in the second round.
I
Like
feel you.
but with James, you at least have that potential to be like,
Yeah,
oh, James put up 35 and B put up 38. Oh, we won the game, some shit like that. So
I
I
feel
feel
you.
like you might have a higher floor with like
yes,
CJ McCullum, just because James be laying eggs sometimes. You're not gonna say he don't, but like you have a higher ceiling, so you gotta
yes,
go for that higher ceiling.
I feel you.
I
That's
feel like King not gonna like this, and I feel like we'll have a better shot next year, just because we need some more pieces, bro. Like
that's
a
fair.
fact, bro. That's a
we
fact.
think there's
I
no
agree.
shooting on the team. Like
We have
from
no
the games
bench.
that I've watched, almost said it. People be they be throwing up bricks, bro.
Bulls.
Like we really got no shooting on this team, which again, I am a casual fan, but like I feel like that is what basketball is mainly about.
Mhm.
You know, like
It's evolved to that, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
getting the ball in the hoop, shooting it. So like, I feel like you gotta get some. And people were mad that we got rid of Seth,
Mhm.
which
He was the
I didn't take.
sacrificial lamb. Like
Right.
you're upgrading to James Harden. Like who wouldn't do that?
We
You
don't
feel
do
what I'm
that.
saying? Like
Exactly. Well, we need some shooting, bro.
All right,
yeah,
bro.
I
Ferk,
mean,
he's done, bro. Like I don't want Ferk no
and
more.
we had just signed him to like I think a 3 year, $40-some million contract, and like he's playing like a bum. He can't hit nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
I love Ferk too, but like it's time, dog. Like he's not. He
he
should have. Like he
he's probably
should
gonna get
be
cut or traded or
a
something.
He a
retired piece, bro.
bum. Why are we even giving Ferk any
He
time?
was playing well. Like boy was
Once he
you
got that
know
contract.
playing relatively well, dog. Last year, that was
Once he got his bread, he said, "All right, well, I'm
I'm
cool
gonna just coast.
for real. I'm gonna just ride the wave. Like, I hope we can win the chip." Basically, but yeah, bro. I mean, we definitely have to upgrade our bench. I really do like George Niang a lot.
Niang
But
gang,
there's times
Niang
when
gang.
like his 3 point shot isn't falling, and when his 3 pointer not falling, Shake is inconsistent. Danny Green, he's inconsistent as hell.
He
Um,
old head. He's
you
old.
know, and I really need Matisse able to like be a better 3 point shooter because like he really does need to be on the floor like a lot. But the fact that he's not a good shooter, he's more of a liability on offense. Now, I do like the fact that he's doing what he can by trying to like slash to the basket, and he does take 3 point shots. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He's just not a good shooter. Um, but yeah, I mean, like we need like a person that can just come in and just run the offense. You know what I'm saying? Like outside of James Harden, like we don't really have a true point guard like Matt
Backup point, right?
like Maxi is like a combo guard. Shake is more of a two than a one. Like we don't really got nobody that can like run the whole offense. Like that's why I really did like PJ McConnell a lot. Like he wasn't a great player, but he could run the offense. You know what I'm saying? Like he kept everything flowing. You know what I'm saying? So, we need a player like that just to, run everything when, the starters sit or when a couple of the starters sit. But yeah, we got some major upgrades to do after this season, but yeah, we definitely got to upgrade that bench.
So you brought like you brought up Matisse, and we
Mhm.
all know that that uh that like he won't be able to play games in
Yeah.
Toronto because of
Mhm.
his medical
Yeah, you feel me? Like,
status. Now we don't have to go into the politics of that stuff, right? But right, because I ain't trying to, but what's your thoughts on the impact of not having Matisse in these games? Like, do like do y'all think that he'll be a like a, a like a very missed piece, or like no, and like
um,
why?
I think he'll be missed because when you think about the people that they have, especially like Fred Van Fleet, he's very fast and shifty. He put up like 20 points a game during the regular season.
Mm,
Um, and plus like he's their point guard, so like he runs the offense. So I feel very comfortable with Matisse guarding him. So like without him there, I mean, like I don't really feel comfortable with James Harden as a defender, for
hell no,
obvious reasons.
hell no.
Tyrese Maxey, he's an okay defender, but he's not no lockdown defender. You feel what I'm saying? So I mean, like besides Matisse, like the only real defense we have is the rim protection with Joel. But like I think we're definitely going to miss having a perimeter on ball defender because come crunch time, if it's going to be close games, and there's going to be a lot of close games because even in the regular season, even though we lost 3-1 to Toronto, if you look at the score of those games, they all were very close.
Very
So
close.
especially in the playoffs, they're going to be close as well. So I mean, if Fred VanVleet got the ball in it, or even Gary Trent Jr. Because sometimes like he not a great player, but
On Trent, bro.
he be
Him.
he be having his moments. You feel what I'm saying? Like he be having his moments. So like when either of them got the ball late in games, like I feel comfortable with Matisse guarding them versus having Maxey on them or Harden on them. Like you feel what I'm saying? Because like Embiid isn't really a good on ball defender. He's more of a rim protector. But we need that perimeter on ball defense. Tobias is an okay defender. You mean like outside
If he
of
tries, right?
yeah, like outside of Matisse, like our perimeter defense is like it's borderline average. You
I'm
feel what I'm
about to say we ain't really got no defense.
saying?
Now I'm
It's
Go
thinking
ahead, bro.
about it.
Go ahead,
yeah.
bro.
So
Like,
like, and
Except
saying
Embiid,
that
but
their average is kind of a compliment. That's why I said borderline average. You feel what I'm saying? But
we almost there.
yeah. So I mean, like
below
that.
average.
So, and I hate to admit it, but that's where we do miss Ben Simmons because I like he's a bum, but I
He a
will
nut.
say he is a great defender. So when we had him and Matisse on the floor, like our defense was solid. But to not have either one of them, for any of the games in Toronto, that's really gonna hurt, especially if we can't control the game and keep a lead, which we've shown that we're not. That's not our forte, apparently, to keep a 20-point lead or whatever. But that's
Leads up.
whatever. So I mean, if we can keep a lead, if then I would say then I'm not saying Matisse wouldn't matter, but like we can still win games. But like being that these are going to be coming down to like crunch minutes from like the last 2 minutes of the game, like it's really gonna hurt unless Tobias or Maxi can step up. But that's still yet to be seen.
Word. So there's like 5 boys in the chat. Once again, thank you so much for coming through. It's like all love. Make sure that you like the video if you can. And share it with your friends if you want. If not, that's fine too. Uh, if you have any questions for the squad, put it in the like chat. Like I'm like still trying to I'm like still trying to master this. Can't speak. I'm still trying to master this program. So I am still a tad bit soft more in my approach. Um, but yeah. There like was another thing that I was going to bring up. I forget. Um, but in terms of Tease, I think his his actual his actual absence is going to hurt about 40% of like what we do. You brought up specific players who he's going to guard, which like may um give us give us trouble. I'm very, 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 very weary of Gary Trent, bro. Like I feel as though he's going to have one of those games, just like where he goes off,
Herder last year.
like he, bro, you already know the
What's this some boy named
Sixers.
Kevin Herder? Like
We
that's
have
that's
trouble
who?
against guards, bro. Against guards each year. So like Gary Trent, he might be Toronto's X factor. So be on the lookout um for for like set plays going his way just to see if they can exploit that. I do think Nick Nurse, he's a better coach than like Glenn, well Doc, but Glenn because we don't call him
I
Doc.
agree.
Like we don't call Bill Doc here. But I mean, we'll see. Like I like truly think that this joint is going to come down to who wants it more. But we have a question in the chat by Daniel L. Do y'all think the Sixers have a chance if they make it past the Raptors? If so, that like means that like we would either play the Heat or the Hawks, who won their playing game yesterday. Shout out to the boy Ice Trey Young. Yo, he's a bro. Y'all know me.
He's the real deal.
He that boy. Trey Young is that
He's
boy,
nice,
yo.
bro.
Like,
He
ain't
is
no way.
nice.
Like fourth quarter Ice Trey. Once he
He's
gets a
the
team, bro,
Eastern Conference version of Steph Curry.
it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Once he gets a actual team, I think it's a wrap. But not going on a tangent. Do y'all think that the squad can make it past the Heat or Hawks?
I mean, I think if we make it past the Raptors, that's definitely going to be a big jolt to the team's confidence. I I I actually like our changes against playing Miami. We did beat them in the regular season without Joel Embiid even playing when Tyrese Maxey went off. I think he had I think close to 30 points in that game. This was towards the end of the season. But I mean, I like our chances against Atlanta as well. I mean, I think that's a team that we definitely should beat. I don't think Atlanta is going to beat Miami though, but if we were to play Miami in a 7-game series, clearly they would have the home court advantage because they're the 1 seed. But um, I mean, I like our chances against Miami. I think that we match up with them pretty well. Um, Jimmy Butler is a decent player, but he has his moments where he can be inconsistent on the offensive end. But I'm more afraid of Tyler Hero on the offensive end more so than I am of Jimmy Butler because he was averaging 20 points a game coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? So we're definitely going to need Matisse to to stay on him. I'm not really fearful of Bam Adebayo, you know what I'm saying? He's a decent player, you feel what I'm saying? But he's
Decent boy.
he's like an 18 and 10 guy, you feel what I'm saying? He can't guard Joel, and I'm not really afraid of what he can do on the offensive end. Kyle Lowry, he's a solid veteran guy, you feel what I'm saying? He's a Philly
Philly
Bull,
Bull. Philly
obviously,
Bull.
you know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, I really like our chances against them if we can get past the Raptors, and I feel like we'll have more chemistry, especially being that we're in the playoffs now, and with Joel and Harden, they'll have more continuity, moving forward. So I mean, I like our changes against really anybody in the Eastern Conference. I'm really more afraid of the Bucks than I am of the Heat, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, fair.
I think
Fair.
I think we can get past the Heat and go to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then we'll probably end up playing the Bucks, which is going to be a tough matchup because Giannis for obvious reasons. But yeah, I like our chances against the Heat if we were to play them, assuming that we get past Toronto. But
see, I agree with now. I feel like, look, again, casual, but I feel like the Heat are frauds. They're a fraudulent team.
I can see why you say that.
They're
How
a
come?
Superstar.
fraud 1 seed to me. I'm sorry, if you ain't got no superstar, in my opinion, you're not gonna win. And
Yeah, they not winning the chip.
That's my point.
that's why I ain't not winning the chip. I don't count that bubble ring. Going to the chip, don't care about that. I just don't see it. I think they're gonna break down. Now say he's more afraid of the Bucks, but honestly, I'm more afraid of the Nets. If we ever have to play the Nets, I am terrified of them. Bro, when we went to that bar and Ben Simmons coming back, it's whatever. Bro, they was
Kyrie
drawing on
literally
us.
strapped up James Harden, bro. That's wild. When have you ever heard of Kyrie strapping somebody up? Kyrie. He literally strapped up Harden, bro.
Put the clamps on him.
Y'all know me, though. I was pissed.
Crazy, bro.
I was pissed.
Kyrie was this is the same old team.
Real talk, though. Real talk.
Harden, take his ankles, hit him with the step back, something, bro. He not doing nothing.
Damn.
He was 3 of 17, bro. That's under 20%.
That game, cause what's the name when he kept driving to the hole and kept getting ripped?
He drove to the hole a lot of times, and he thought he got fouled, and he wouldn't get back to go on defense.
Right.
There was a lot
I
of
was
things.
like, why does he keep doing the same thing? Like he not trying to change up his style of play, trying to get other people involved. It's like you
Like,
can't.
just shoot, bro.
That's
I mean, just
it's
I
like
mean,
dang,
like,
bro.
stop relying on the refs. You know what I'm saying,
Harden
like,
is at the like age like where like
he feels entitled.
yes, and like he needs to either A, get calls, or like B, have his shot going down, or like he's not useless because like he like Bull like but Bull like still like has his assists. But like I don't know, bro. It's too many ifs here. But as a fan of the squad, I'm like going to like lead to the actual positive side. I do believe that we can beat the Heat. Because just like Brandon said, they don't have
You shouldn't believe y'all have to.
superstar.
Like given all the six, well, especially James Harden, like how they've been saying, like how the comments like I don't have nothing to prove. It's like you got the
That's a
most to
bad
prove.
joint.
Like y'all have to make it at least to the Eastern Conference because like well, kind of to with his point, I'm not gonna say the Heat are fraud, but nobody is thinking of the Heat in that light. And for the Heat to do it again and let's say make it one to the Eastern Conference Finals again, it's gonna be like how did the Heat do this? Whereas the Sixers is so much poised behind them of like the push of like where they should be, but not reaching that potential. So it's like y'all kind of have to. If not, it's like if y'all, I don't
We're
know
frauds.
if y'all don't make it to the Eastern Conference. It's like what do y'all need? Like what is it y'all need to like get to where y'all need to be? Because y'all got two superstars. Granted, James hasn't you know proven himself the way he needs to like in the in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's kind of hard to say, but like, what is it that Philly needs to reach the potential they need to be? Because y'all got, Joel Embiid has basically proven himself as an MVP candidate. So it's like, what?
Twice.
It's like, dang, like y'all had Ben Simmons, y'all had the perimeter shooting. It's like, and because y'all really should have made it last year. So it's just like,
You
like.
bro. So tight. I think honestly, I think we like need more dog vets. So like, Pat Bev types, Morris twin types, what's his name? PJ Tucker types, Crowder types. Like we just don't
Y'all
like
was
once,
decent when y'all had Jimmy Butler. I feel like y'all should have
but
went
we have
further in
been
that
there.
year.
So like once again, the Sixers after the prop process has stained us with having a loser mentality. We are kitty as hell, bro. Kitty cat as hell. So I feel as though we like need veterans who are like bullies, dog, just to get in Bulls' faces to make sure we do not lose these games. Because like some of these blown leads, like I'm not going to like blame Glenn Doc per se on those Johns. Of course, you know coaching plays a big role in those adjustings, but like the players play those games, and there is no way you're up 20 against the Nuggets at home in the fourth and let some second year player hit hella threes just to come back. That's on the Bulls on the floor. Hands down. Hands down. Like I'm not look, Glenn is Glenn, as like we know. But like no, like we just need Bulls on our bench, on our roster, being a dog
Y'all
mentality
need
type
Russell
Bulls,
Westbrook.
not letting this team lose. I mean, shoot. If like Russ took the
Kane, no.
wait.
No.
I'm not advocating this. I'm not saying we should, but if you were to take a back a backup point role.
I'm about to say come off the bench.
Come
Maybe.
He
off the
shouldn't
bench,
even be
you
point.
know. Come,
Russell Westbrook is not a point guard or a true point guard, so that's one. He
I
should
would
be an off guard.
That's like me though. But
I mean, like I get Russell's a Hall of Famer and stuff, but like at least I've never been like a huge Russell Westbrook fan. I just always viewed him as like an inefficient ball hog who's very explosive and athletic. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but that's
I
just me.
feel like him getting and like how you don't want to take away from him, like because with when his wife is crying like he's this and that. I'm like he is like defend your man, blah blah blah. But it's like
my sister.
I don't want to say it's easy to get a triple double, but like how it would not like given his style of play and the type of team he was on, like he would have never done it
It's
if he
catered to
had
him.
another player, like another like caliber player on his team. It's just like how not he's a ball hog. I mean, yeah, he likes the ball in his hand, and he was on a team where he basically everything was facilitated through him. So it was, and he got that like that dog mentality. Like, all right, I'm gonna get the bounce. I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna do everything. Basically, I don't even. I think he just had like I got to do everything, which is not a bad mindset to have. But when you go overboard with it, but like so it was a prime situation for his style of play, the situation going on at OKC that led him to get his triple double. So it's like it's not like a
It's not pure. It's not organic. You feel me?
yeah, like it's not like an organic situation. Like dang, he really going off. It's like no, the dude just really. I mean, he puts the effort in, and the ball is in his hands. So like I don't know, he's just gonna do that. Whereas like Bradley Beal, like in a sense you could put, but Bradley Beal is still a more controlled player, and he's not gonna just be like pushing the
Sporadic.
floor like yeah, like just doing everything. So he's just gonna be
Plays at like one speed the entire game. It's like, bro,
Yeah.
you need to chill sometimes, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like you know, like he does too much, and that's where he really, But I mean, like,
Who
and I
said
feel like
Russ
that's
is a
why he
Hall of
won the.
Famer?
I feel like that's why he won the MVP. It's like we haven't like at the time when he won the MVP, like nobody averaged a triple double since I think Oscar Robinson back in like the
Mm.
'60s or '70s. So like.
Facts. Facts.
So it's like, okay, well, since he has that, let's give him and plus, like, they made the playoffs that year, but I think they were like, what, a 6 or a 7 seed? You feel what I'm saying? So it wasn't really organic like that. You feel what I'm saying? Somebody say, who said Russ is a Hall of Fame? I mean,
I do.
a lot of
He a Hall
people
of
a
Famer.
lot of people saying
he
that. Like
is. You feel
even
what I'm
the
saying?
I mean that's
I
our
can't
point.
ignore his numbers.
Bro, he averaged a triple
He
double.
has his,
He gotta be a Hall of Famer.
he
Bro,
has
has
the
to be.
numbers for it.
Bro, has
I
to be.
can't ignore his
That's my
numbers.
boy. OKC
I
Russ,
mean, my boy.
low cut Russ. That was my boy. My boy Haji, who is hella late, bro.
Yo,
What's
Bro, I
good,
was talking
Al?
about pop.
All good, man. I'm trying to see if I can get this jump right. What's the right?
I think the Lakers. I wanted the Lakers to get Chris Paul though, because when Chris Paul was coming off the 1 year contract, was it? Because it was a 1 year contract that he had with the Phoenix Suns when he got there, right?
I
2 year.
think so, right? Because
No,
I know
I know it was one because he re-signed. Like he re-signed with
he
them
did sign an
after that
extension, yeah.
extension. So the first year was like a 1 year deal. Like I thought he was gonna go to the Lakers. I kind of wanted him to go. Like if he went to the
That
Lakers,
would
the
have made
Lakers
them
would have been nice.
a contender, in my opinion, if he would have went to the Lakers. Like him and LeBron, like, I mean, you see what he's
I
doing with
mean, Chris
Devin
Paul
Booker.
and Anthony Davis, like just running a pick and roll, like,
Yeah.
or just Anthony coming off the roll, and then because Anthony Davis can obviously shoot, so I don't know. They should have got Chris Paul,
So real
or
quick,
just
sorry,
go ahead. My bad.
no, it's cool, sweet.
No, man, it wasn't really. I mean, I was just still going along. Like if they just got somebody other than Russell Westbrook, because I know they was talking about getting like Buddy Hield, which could have been like a little decent. I think they was thinking about getting Bradley Beal.
Who?
I don't know, but go ahead.
Lakers. I was going to say the good boy King Clover introduce yourself to the good folks of YouTube.
Got you. I don't even know where to start, bro.
You live, but it's live.
Huh?
I said it's live.
Yeah, I know. From Philly, been living here all my life. Big sports fan, loves basketball, loves football.
Who's your team?
Huge Celtics fan.
Yeah, nut.
On here to discuss the Sixers and their whatever this is about to be, their journey coming up
Their journey.
tonight.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm excited for the Sixers. I'm a huge James Harden fan, so I really want to see him win the chip. So if the Celtics don't win, I mean, it hurts to say I want the Sixers to win, but I would definitely want them to come out the East if it was any team too. I just think it's going to be a dogfight for the rest of these playoffs. Is probably going to be the best one we've seen in years. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, glad to be here. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you, yo. Me and Bull go like way back, like sandbox days. Like
Literally.
We like met probably in like fourth grade, like fourth, fifth grade.
Yeah, I think it was teacher Odamis.
Oh,
was our fourth grade teacher. You had you had like a weird Spanish teacher
in fourth grade. Kelly,
because you were still in Spanish immersion.
Teacher Kelly. Probably.
But yeah,
way back. Sandbox boys. Oh, that boy said a C's fan from
Philly shaking my fan.
As a fact, like he's a nut. He a straight nut. Like question.
I guess so. I'm not an Eagles fan either. So I guess that's also what the problem is too.
Wait, hold on. What football team you a fan of?
I want y'all to guess what fan I am first.
Huh?
As long as it's not Dallas or New York, I'm cool. All right, I don't want to talk about this
football team.
I'm a Giants fan, bro.
Oh, that's fine. They suck.
Yeah, we suck. So like, it ain't even nothing to really argue about. We corny.
Okay, I had a question for you.
Yes.
Well, that's for everybody, really. But do you think Embiid's gonna win MVP?
Absolutely.
I want him to, but I don't know.
I feel like he's gonna give it to Jokic.
Like, boy, deserves to, but
definitely.
I saw the midway point of points. Jokic is over Embiid right now by like 100 and something points right now.
That's drawing.
I really feel like they gonna give it to like him though, because I mean, but it's like I feel like Embiid definitely does deserve it, because if we really keeping it a bean, Embiid would have won it last year if he would have played more games.
He wasn't hurt.
That's the only reason why Jokic won it last year, because Embiid didn't play enough games. But like this year, I mean, you can make the case that both of them didn't have their second best players. They didn't have Jamal Murray. Obviously, we didn't have Ben Simmons. But I mean, like when you look at the Eastern Conference, like I feel like there are like I feel like we actually this year the Eastern Conference may be slightly better than the Western Conference, and plus he won the scoring title as a center, which was the first time in like 22 years since Shaq. You know what I mean? So I'm like, just give the man his MVP, bro. You know what I mean? Like Jokic is a good player, obviously, but I mean, I think you got to roll with Embiid this year. I feel like him winning the scoring title as a center really put it in place.
Who won it last year?
Jokic.
See, I feel like
title.
Deserved it though. Like
no, he did.
The MVP,
but like you gotta do some otherworldly shit to get back-to-back MVPs. I feel like
they're a 6 seed, bro. Like he's a 6 seed. Like that's not right.
On.
But the narrative for it is he's playing without Michael Porter Jr. He's playing without Jamal Murray. He's playing in the West.
The East is
better
than the West though.
The East is better. The East is better, but narrative,
also, like,
man.
Bulls did not give Embiid no chance. Oh, sorry, gave the Sixers no chance coming into this year without Ben. Like no one. Like
And we
ESPN.
almost got a 1 seed, like for like even before Harden. You feel what I'm saying?
And
Like
Joel Carey, like you can't create that narrative to begin with, and then not award Embiid for for proving y'all wrong. Not saying that Jokic isn't playing isn't playing well, just because like he's doing things that we have not seen done ever in this game. But at the end of the day, the only reason why we were able to get Harden is because Joel was playing well, balling out. So I just feel as though like it's a anti
Y'all got Harden because they want to trade problems.
narrative.
Literally.
I say y'all got Harden because they wanted to trade problems.
They wanted to trade. They wanted to trade the model away. They had to trade the model out of the team.
Because the Nets was dealing with Harden, the Philly was dealing with Ben. So they was like, "You want this problem? All right, we'll take it."
Literally. But I honestly think that y'all made Brooklyn a little bit better. I mean, until Ben Simmons plays,
right.
y'all better right now. But in the long term, I do think they a little bit more.
I think the Nets is better than the Sixers. I don't know.
Wait, even currently without Ben playing?
Currently?
Yes. I think if it comes down to it, because both KD and Kyrie got finals experience, that too.
I mean, they did play that first game.
And they got the dog. And I don't know. And you got to think about it. KD been out. Wasn't like he hurt like how much of the season?
Like he missed like 20 plus games, I think.
Yeah,
like 2 months. So like 2 months. If KD wasn't hurt, imagine where the Nets would be. And then Kyrie with the half and half vaccinated, like only being able to play away games. Like you got to think about now that's lifted. Like I'm not gonna say they're a complete team, but now their main all-star players are now in it for like the long run. Like KD's not hurt no more. Kyrie can play all games. Like if none of those situations happen, they'd probably be a higher seed than what they were.
Now
they've been able to maintain with.
I'm saying true, but like Harden would like probably still be a net. If like KD doesn't get hurt, they probably don't slide. Thus, James is not discontented, if that's a word, and like stays there. So it's like weird.
Though he quote unquote said he always wanted to go to the Sixers.
He said that, but like there was a lot of things up in the air.
Yeah,
that's cat.
Like he said that, but like.
Because he said he was cool with going with KD and Kyrie. Like, oh, these my dogs. Like, I'm happy to be here. So like, now you happy to go to the Sixers?
Bro, they be just saying anything for the moment, bro. Like, he don't even know Embiid for real. But he already talking about how this is the best partner I've ever had. Like, you don't know him, but y'all gonna make it work because y'all professionals. That's what a lot of people be forgetting. Like, they are professionals at the end of the day. Like, they're going to make it work. Like the narratives that we see on ESPN or any of those other channels where they be talking about they buddies. Like I don't even think KD and Harden are that close. Like I honestly don't think that they were that close because if these players were so close like they say they are, they would stick with it. They would stick it out.
Each other.
They might have not been close, but I feel like they was cool. Like because I can't see them having any problem with. I mean, them coming off their OKC days. I mean, probably maintaining relationships with like being out and about, whatnot. They probably wasn't close to your point, but I feel like they was cool. But then it's one of those like it's like one of those college situations. Like, oh man, it's my best friend. But then when y'all start living together, then you're like, I don't know. I'm not really messing with this like I used to. So y'all gotta like separate to like bring the friendship back because now you're just tired of being around them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have a question in the chats by Travis Bagan Nashfili. Hopefully, hopefully, I like said you're like your name right. But the question is, do you guys agree with the narrative that James Harden is a playoff choker?
Can
I'm gonna leave
I
this
answer that?
to Haji since like he's the resident.
So I've been following him for a while. Like as soon as he got to Houston, I was like, I think I watched his first game in Houston. He had dropped like 58. Like his first game in Houston, I was like, this man about to take over the league. He really about to take over the league.
Correct.
And then I watched it. It was the first series. I think it was like one of his first playoff series was against Portland. Dame hit that buzzer beater to send them home, Game 6. It was, I think, 2 years after that they played the Spurs. Ginobili blocked them. Then a couple of years ago, they played the Warriors, Game 7. They couldn't make a three. I don't know if he's a quote unquote choker, but it'd be some games where he needs to step up. He needs to make shots. Like the game plan is for him to score 30 that day. Like he needs to do that for them to win the game, and he doesn't. He doesn't deliver. And as a Harden fan, I'd be like, damn, bro, like everything is there for you. You got the roster, you got the team, you got the coaching. All you gotta do is make shots. And sometimes he does fall. But I also think it's because, especially with that Houston team, he has so much of the load.
Yeah.
He had to do like 80% of literally was basically the whole team. So now on
Offense,
the
right.
Sixers, I think that he might be a little bit more, he has help. Like this is a way
Has
better
Harden
roster.
hit any game winners?
Oh,
Not
yeah.
a lot. And if it
Really?
was a
No?
game winner, it was probably
Like a
in
game
the
winner
regular
when it
season.
mattered.
Bro,
Yeah, it was probably
it was
regular
like
season.
2018 against the Dubs. He like boy made a 40-foot three being guarded by 3 Bulls and a foul. So yes, Harden still is bull, but I agree he like does be on some ish when like the moment.
I think he just
Because
gets
I feel like it
tired
goes
in
back
the
to
long
the
playoff
point.
series. Like by game 6, if it's game 6, game 7, he's carrying the ball the entire game, the entire playoff series. You don't get
Dribbling,
tired by
right.
game 6 and 7
Dribbling.
trying to shoot all the time. You know what I mean?
Because he be popping out at night.
Listen,
We have a second question. Philosophical truth and wisdom. Will the Sixers eventually trade Tobias? And if so, where to and for who? Real
I
quick,
fucking hope so.
I think if we trade Toby for Harrison Barnes on the Kings, that would be a good fit. Now I don't know what the contract is like. Of course, Toby makes mad bread, so like shit may not work. Or damn, I already cussed. Stuff may not work, but I want Harrison Barnes, bro. He is the perfect 3-and-D ball for this squad. Bottom threes, defense, whatever. Bulls forget. Harrison Barnes was the first small forward during the Dubs dynasty. Bulls forget that. He was bald, and he got upgraded for KD, which I mean you do, right? But like Harrison Barnes.
Do people actually forget that? I mean,
I
feel like he was the
forget that.
defining
I don't
part
forget
of the
that.
Warriors team.
Okay, fair.
I feel like you always gonna
I'm
think
just
of
saying.
Harrison Barnes. What's the dude from Illinois?
Drink some water. The hotel.
With the afro.
Wait, who?
Illinois.
You see, Sean
Livingston?
Livingston, yeah.
Yeah, Sean Livingston.
He said, "Is Barnes a tag?"
That man's mid range was elite.
I don't know how old he is. I think he's like young, actually. Low key, like.
He got to be in like his early 30s, maybe.
I think he like 31. He might be like 31.
Huh?
I have to Google it.
Yeah, go like check.
He's actually 29.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
shit,
Like he ha-
29. That's damn. Okay.
Harrison Barnes is 29. So he's still young. But back to the actual main question. Will the team trade Toby, and if so, for who? Also, what's good, Reagan? If anyone wants to answer.
I mean, I think we may end up trading him because of the fact that like with James Harden, he can't play like his normal style of play because like he's really a post player that can give you around like 20 and 8 a game. Like he's a solid player, but if you're playing him to make spot up threes, like that's not his game. You feel what I'm saying? And being that we got James Harden now, he has to adjust his game, and you feel what I'm saying? I don't think that that style of play is complementary to James Harden if he's your primary ball handler. But if we're going to trade him, it have to be for some like stretch four or somebody who can at least shoot like I would say like 37+% from 3-point range to stretch the floor out. Um, but I mean, it's going to be hard for us to trade him because of his contract. Personally, I know a lot of people don't like Tobias Harris, but I mean, I think he's a decent player. I mean, before we got Harden, like he was the second leading scorer on the team, averaging almost 20 a game. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, but it's just that with Harden, his style doesn't really fit. So I mean, do I think that we will trade him? Possibly, but like I don't know for who because it's like the person that we're going to probably trade him for isn't going to be making the same amount of money as he's making. So we're probably going to have to try to figure out a deal with draft picks and like other role players and stuff like that. But
Let me see
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, but I feel like with his contract, I don't think that we will. But I mean, with Daryl Morey in charge, anything's possible. So I mean, we'll see.
I'm about to check Harrison Barnes' contract compared to Toby's. Harrison Barnes.
Last
If
couple weeks,
y'all,
he's been doing
Brandon,
great.
what's your thoughts on
I'm too much of a
Toby?
casual to know anything about trade value in the NBA.
But okay, so in terms of like what you've seen from Tobias this year, what's your thoughts on him?
I mean, like now, say he's a solid player. I don't really think he's a bum or nothing. I just think we've had too high of expectations for him sometimes because,
He's
like,
definitely overpaid.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely. He's not no superstar, so it's like
He's just a solid guy that can give you like 18 and 8 a game. Like that's solid.
right.
I mean, like
I,
that's
one
cool.
of the
I mean,
comments
like
said like he's the piece you need to like replenish your bench, and I agree with that because like if you could get a solid bench, some role players for freaking Tobias, I feel like you do that.
I feel you.
Tobias Harris's contract is 36 mil per year.
LeBron money.
Compared
money.
to Harrison Barnes, which is 21 mil per year. So there's a difference of 15 mil. That like
Tobias got his
will
bread,
have
so I
to.
can't really be mad at him. You feel what I'm saying?
I
Like
mean,
he finessed. You
He
feel
said,
me?
"Let
Like,
me get that LeBron money,
he
please."
finessed.
but that's
He
like
made-
yo. Like you have to like score 23.
Hold up,
That's what I'm
Who
saying.
is on the
He
Sixers
finessed.
bench?
36 a year.
36
He really
mil.
finessed the shit out the Sixers, bro.
Hey,
36 mil.
36 million a year
They
for
gave
Tobias.
him.
That's MVP caliber bread, bro.
I keep telling Kaim this all the time. They gave him savior money. They gave him like he was going to save the Sixers type of money.
But they had to though, low key, cause like you can't let Jimmy and him walk. Like after trading Cove, Dario, like you fucking damn. You cannot trade them for nothing. So like I don't know, bro. Toby, he has to.
Wait, did y'all traded Jeremy Grant for Tobias?
No, we traded Jeremy
did we
Grant
give up?
for Ilyasova.
Would y'all? I'm sure. Would y'all? I mean, I'm not a Sixers fan. Would y'all rather have Grant right now or Harris?
Tobias.
I'll say Tobias because I mean, like, they both give you kind of the same value, and Jeremy Grant's not that great of a 3-point shooter either. You feel what I'm saying? So it wouldn't have been much of an advantage in terms of stretching the floor with James Harden. So I mean,
Mhm.
like,
I feel like he would have been a better slasher with this
Slap
Harden team.
yeah, he's
athleticism.
definitely more athletic. So you mean
Athletic,
so
right?
like,
Right.
but in terms of like points production and rebounds, they're pretty much the same.
Same. Yeah, I agree.
And Tobias is a slightly better shooter. So I mean, like,
Facts.
Mhm.
Speed, athletes. That's a fact.
See, my only gripe with Tobias Harris is that I feel like he never like y'all like I've been hearing all y'all saying like he's a solid player, but I can never see him go off. Like if Harden is missing or if Embiid is in foul trouble or if something is happening with the roster, like he will be that. He's going to be that. I mean, now Maxey
That's what he's paid for.
has pretty much taken that third role, but yeah, the in terms of in terms of like going off, being able to like take over a game, I thought he had that in his game, but it just never comes out.
yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, I remember last year, like during the whole Hawks joint, he like missed the whole puts back dunk, bro.
Oh yeah,
It was like what, game 6? I was
something
done.
like
I'm
that.
like, no, like game 5, game 5. When like
Do you
Bulls
think
came
Tyrese
back,
Maxey would be that third go to?
He's
he's gonna have
evolving
to
to
I feel
that.
be.
like he could
Yeah,
be like that
gonna have to
one
be.
that can like go off
And
because he
shout
has the
out to him
athleticism,
because I
youthful.
told Bulls like I did not think Maxey. Well, I thought Maxey was like too young to like take that scoring load, but I was wrong. And
You got to think of.
thank God,
Oh my God.
because if he ain't step up, we would be trash currently because we have no one able to drive to the rim and create instant
Mm-hmm.
offense. So
That's a fact.
shout out to the
I think a
Bulls.
lot of the young
TS.
players are coming off the Steph Curry era. Like everybody want to be like Steph and just like shoot and go off. So like I feel like all of them are gonna have that scores mentality. Because even you play pickup ball, like everybody just want to shoot. Like nobody
Gonna play post game.
want to. Yeah, like nobody like they just trying to shoot from as far as possible. And what Tyrese meant, when he's like 21, 20.
Mm-hmm. Can
Yeah, like and yeah. So like I think a lot of them young players are going because even like I would say LaMelo Ball. Well, no, it's getting but like LaMelo Ball has really matured as a basketball player coming off or like him seeing in high school. Like he was one of those just taking them shots, but now
He's
making
nice.
plays, getting his team involved. Like he definitely was a great addition to like the the Charlotte Hornets. So.
Do we have more questions in the chat? Once again, appreciate y'all for coming through. We will be doing more of these Johns throughout the actual the actual playoffs. So hopefully our squad doesn't get hopefully our squad does not get bounced out round 1. So we can keep on doing these fireside chats.
Also, do you think Tobias Harris should take more of like that veteran role on the team? Like that's more so his should be more so excuse me, his niche.
Like
Have that veteran presence.
like
You
At
know
this,
everything
sorry.
like you mean in terms of like scoring the basketball or just like being like a voice for like in
because
like
how your main point was like basically he well like how you said he gives you solid, but he's not really that player that like if your main players are having that off game that he's gonna be that one to like step up. But like with that like I guess just basically like finding like what should be his role on the team. Like what do you think he best strives in like of being a part of the Sixers team? Like what should be his his role on the team? Like if making a complete Sixers team.
I mean, if like if he wants to fit in with Harden, he definitely has to become a better 3-point shooter. Um, and I mean, honestly, outside of becoming a better shooter, he really does what we need him to do. Like I feel like when Embiid goes to the bench, we need to be feeding him the ball in the post more because he's a decent post player. Um, but yeah, if he can knock down and be more consistent with his 3-point shot, um, I feel like we could definitely be a much better team. But that's not his game. Like they're trying to turn him into a spot up shooter, and that's not what he really does best. So, um, if he can become I would say like a 37% 3-point shooter, we would be Gucci. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, and I feel like he shot that percentage when he was playing with Ben Simmons, but
Wait, Ben, yeah.
since then, it's been like high 20s, low 30s. You know what I'm saying? He's not a horrible 3-point shooter, but he not no knockdown. You feel what I'm saying? But if he can be a better shooter, that would definitely put us in a better position.
We have another question. What are y'all thoughts on Thibault not being able to play in Toronto? We said this earlier, but going back, Dante, what so since you weren't here, what's your thoughts on that? Not to get too political,
Can I see?
Dante.
1 second.
Uh, 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 all good. Real quick, I think it's going to play a decent role. He still is allowed to play at home. I do think that Gary Trent is going to go off one of these games, bro. While at home, just because Tease ain't there. But I do feel as though if the team loses this series, Matisse is probably going to get traded because that's chemistry done. He's a big piece on this team, and for him to not play, and it's like his stance, XYZ. We're not going into that, but um, fair or not, he impacts this team. So I think if Bulls lose, Embiid probably may get may get may get him traded. But what's your thoughts, Tay?
You think he would get Tyrese traded just because he can't play in the Raptors series?
If we lose, I think think so. I
But
think
only because of his obviously because this pertains to his vaccination status.
mm,
Guess I don't think that would be a reason to trade him because I mean it could be a year from now and who knows where we at with all the
no, traded in the sense of everyone is going to blame him,
But
and
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it
it,
would be blamed on him because I feel like they already kind of had that expectation.
as a team,
And
like, I just think
I don't know. I feel like that would be a messed up reason to get traded.
I mean
Of
it
because
would. Sorry.
that's like Kyrie getting. Well, I mean, even though the rumors were at that time, is Kyrie gonna get traded? Because with time to your point, throwing out the chemistry of by him not being able to play home games and all that type of stuff. But
Mm.
I mean, I don't really have much of a point, but I feel like just to get traded off of that reason, and let's say the Raptors don't even make the playoffs next year. Now you traded him away, and you're not even playing the only team where that vaccination status will come into play. It's like you basically got rid of him for no reason. What did you get? What would you get for Matisse Thybulle? Basically, what are you even trying to get?
That's a good question. Because you another defensive player, another wing. You would at that point you would need another wing who like isn't as good defensively, close to him, but like not as good on that end, but like has a better offensive game. That's like what like I do. Um, we have more questions. Um, Solutions to the bench problem.
I don't know.
Wizzy Stacks.
Like I was hearing on 97.5 The Fanatic. This was like a few weeks ago, and they were talking about Tyrese Maxey and about potentially moving him to come off the bench if the bench struggles. And at first when I heard, I'm like, I'm no Tyrese Maxey to the bench. Like I ain't doing that. But like now that I'm thinking about it, like I'm like, I mean that I like it's not a demotion. You feel what I'm saying? Because like he's been playing great, but like if our bench continues to struggle and he comes off the bench, I think he should still be playing the same amount of minutes that he's been playing. But I feel like he definitely will give us that spark, that we need. And of course, he can kind of run the offense a little bit too. So to get player shots like Danny Green and George Niang, and him and Shake Milton play well together too. So I mean, I think if the bench continues to struggle, I'm not saying that the Sixers should do it, but to bring Tyrese Maxey off the bench, and then plus, if we bring Maxey off the bench, they may start Danny Green or Isaiah Joe or somebody. But I feel like by doing that, that's going to force Tobias to be more involved in the offense, and it's going to force Harden to, score more because whoever they're going to start at that two spot, isn't going to, put up that many points. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like that'll bring out Tobias's game more. And then on the bench, it's like we have a starter in the bench lineup to keep things going. And of course, you can put him in the closing lineup, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a decent idea. You feel what I'm saying? To bring him off the bench, like maybe like at like the 5 minute mark after, like in the first quarter, bring him off the bench and put Harden to the bench, and like Doc. Well, that's really up to Doc. Like he's the coach. Like he has to figure out what rotations work best, and I feel like he's still trying to figure that out. But
you don't got time now.
yeah, but I mean like. I don't think that Tyrese Maxey coming off a bench, like, I don't think that's a crazy idea. Like, I feel like that's something that they should consider if the bench continues to struggle, like, throughout the playoffs. Like, I mean,
And maybe
maybe
Danny Green will be able to get off. Like by being Danny Green being in the starting lineup, maybe that could kind of get him going because by him, I mean, he's already posed as that player who be kind of messing up. So coming off the bench now, he kind of has to get going when you already haven't, got in that rhythm. So like you already struggling. So now you coming off the bench and like to get in that rhythm compared to maybe starting the game, it'll be kind of easier for him to get in that rhythm, be that spot up shooter that they need. And like you said, Tyrese Maxey can kind of get going, whether coming off the bench or starting. So that could be a plus on their side.
Speaking of, so like now brought up Glenn. You have a question about him. What is your thoughts on Duck Rivers? I think I don't want to call him a fraud per se, just because like he does have a ring. But as y'all know, and I dropped this John like before the season started, um, I do think he's an overrated coach. I also think he's an old school bull, and I feel like he's a has been at this point. You can tell like the fact that like he the whole fact that he gets annoyed after games, talking to reporters, not even trying to give straight answers. You can tell like that like he's just done and checked and checked out. So He's
Yeah,
still,
he was snapping about the whole Paul region. Like he was like,
so
that joint was funny.
like he's still good just because like he consistently gets teams re- good regular season re- regular season records, but like when it comes to the actual playoffs, it like leaves much to be desired. Like Bull needs to
He needs to be
adjust.
an assistant head
He needs
coach,
to
like
adjust and
assistant coach. He ain't no head coach no more. He's old. I don't know. Can he be trying to be all soft and nice? No, he's cooked.
He's done.
Over for him.
He's toast.
Yo,
Get a new head coach.
he said he cooked.
He is. I'm tired of beating around the bush with him, man.
I feel you.
Suck.
Now,
I mean, yeah, I'm like really I'm very indifferent about Doc Rivers. Like, I mean, if he is fired after this year, okay. If he's not, okay. Like I'm not. I mean, I think he's a like when you look through his career overall, he is a good coach. But I don't know 100% if he's the right coach for this team. And I know they were talking about potentially firing him and bringing in Mike D'Antoni because he used to coach, James Harden, which I don't know if he's the right fit either. Because I feel like he's going to try to cater more towards Harden and not Embiid. But I don't know. I mean, like we if we get bounced in the first round, I definitely would like to see a coaching change. But I mean, if we make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and then lose there, I wouldn't be mad per se if Doc was back, the next season, but um but what you said about him being an old school coach, I definitely think that's accurate. Of course, in the playoffs last year when he had like the bench unit in for like too long, and that was one of the reasons why, you know, our leads, dwindled down to like, from
twice,
20
bro.
points to like
Twice.
single digits. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I just like, I mean, like, I respect, what like his, coaching pedigree and what he's done in this league. I mean, but I I don't know if he's the right coach for this team. And especially when I remember when we had first hired him, and he was saying, "Oh, I'm not going to pressure Ben Simmons to shoot." I'm like, "What you mean you're not going to pressure him to shoot, bro? Like what are we talking about?" You feel me? Like, I'm like, he's a point guard, bro. Like, what you mean? Like, oh, like I don't want him to shoot. I'm like, all right. Like, I strongly hold 100% disagree with that because I'm like, bro, like, and like, yeah, I got that we got the number one seed that year and all that. Like, that's all fine and dandy, but like, I mean, I definitely feel what you're saying about like that old school like approach. I feel like the same tactics that he used to get that chip in 2008, like he can't do the same thing in 2022. Like it's a different game. The game has evolved. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but that's just my opinion.
I want
Um,
Dawn Staley as the
that would like
actual new
that
point coach.
that would be lit though. I ain't
That
like
that
I
that'd be
listen.
lit.
I'm not
Low
gonna hold
key,
you, bro. That shit would be lit.
low key. I'll
Because
be
she don't
that.
fuck around, bro. She don't fuck around at all. Like she's not afraid to get in anybody mitt, bro. And you feel what I'm saying? And plus, like, she's from Philly. You know what I mean? So
The
like
Philly
she's from
joint
North.
north,
You know what I'm
down
saying?
north.
So like, I mean, if it were to come to that, I wouldn't be mad. But I mean,
Mm.
but I do think, I mean, no matter how good of a college coach you are, it's always a transition when you're going into the NBA. No matter how good of a college coach you are. So I mean,
I
it
agree.
is going to be a transition for her, and it is going to be a lot of pressure on her because, of course,
Right.
we're in the win now stage. So as much as I will want Dawn Staley, I don't necessarily know if she's right for the job. I mean, I would be happy if she was the coach, but I mean, is she the right coach? Like, for us to win a championship, is
I
right.
say that's crazy.
I'm saying, like, for being that we have
Right, so
championship like aspirations, like, I don't know if it's right. Oh, like a college coach who's never coached a game in the National Basketball Association is the right person to take us to the chip. Now, if we were a rebuilding team, all right, let's see what she can do. But being that we trying to win now,
Right, we trying to win. Like,
I don't know. I mean, like, I love Dawn Staley. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I think, like, I love her attitude. I love her grit. You feel me? But like a college coach to be the savior of a team trying to win a chip in the win now condition that's not in the rebuilding mode. That's gonna be tough. And if we don't succeed, like, they're going to be on her ass and shit, which isn't fair. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's
you're like,
one, but I don't think not right now. You feel me? I mean, I would love to see her as the coach, but maybe
Right.
not right
see, I don't know enough about like the difference between like college basketball and the NBA, but I do know the difference between the NFL. And when I see college coaches come to the NFL,
now. Chip
they're
Kelly.
usually awful. Like
Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer, he's one of the worst coaches in
Yo, Urban
NFL
Meyer's a nut,
history.
bro.
Like,
He's a nut.
so like I don't know about Dawn. I don't know how that would go. But I do have my reservations about a college coach coming up. It's like
It's a different ball game.
it's a different ball game. You can't treat these players how you treat
It's just grown men.
college
You know what I'm
players
saying? Like,
because they'll go off on you. So like she would probably be better than Doc though. I mean I don't like Doc.
The
So
boys that better than Doc. Then
no,
like
yeah,
Glenn.
he got the right
Glenn.
idea.
Full name is like Glenn.
Glenn, sorry,
It ain't
not.
Doc. Word. I think this is it. This has been very fruitful conversation. I want to thank everyone for coming through to our first live chat. I think like Bulls had a max of like what 10 Bulls in here at once, which is great. Like I didn't even expect one. We were so like once again thank yeah I can speak now. Thank you so much. We will be doing more streams, mainly after the games. Tonight I'm not going to be able to, but be on the lookout for a like post game John after game 2. We are going to try and like dip our toes into the Sixers streaming uh, environment. But before we go, let's get our final thoughts and prediction on the series with the Raptors, which will begin in about 3 hours. My final thoughts and predictions is this joint is going to come down to if James shows up or not. If he does, we may win in like 5. But with like all being said, I have the Sixers, the hometown team, the good guys, beating the Raps in 7 games. 7 games now.
like I said before, I'm just not really confident in this team. I would love to win. I love the Sixers, and I would, of course, I really want to see us win the finals. But if somebody was like, "Yo, put your money on the game," or like if I had to put bread on it, it hates me to say this, but I'm going to say Raptors in 6 because I feel like we just going to do some dumb shit, and it's just going to be a huge debacle. And I'm just not really that confident in this team, especially with the way that James people have to understand, like, if James Harden continues to play how he's been playing the past like 10 games, I don't think we're going to win the series. So it hates me to say that, but I mean that's my prediction.
Okay, I got Sixers in 5. I think they're gonna win. I feel like It's going to be the second round where we have all these big questions. But this round, I think the Sixers are going to win. And if they don't, if they get bounced in the first round, then it's going to be time. Kane's going to hate this to blow it up.
We might have to. We might have to.
That's my opinion.
Dante.
I think the Sixers gonna win. I think they gonna win, and they should win. Because if you tell me Fred VanVleet is the star of the NBA, is the star of the NBA or the face of the NBA, I'd be like, what? But
Kevin Herter wasn't the face of the NBA either.
Hey, the Bulls had Trae Young though.
Trae Young, nice.
I mean, all right,
So,
but
You freaking lost to freaking Trae Young, bro.
but Trae Young is nice though. Like that's a reasonable person to lose to. That's what y'all now. Even though they was like the ninth seed, but like I feel like the Atlanta Hawks could pull some random magic because Trae Young gonna light y'all up. But but any case, I feel like the Sixers should probably win in 6 because it's gonna be like that side of like, dang, they should definitely win in like 5, like maybe get them a little nice win, but like how nice they gonna do some goofy stuff, like they literally let it go. If it goes to 7, I'll say that if it goes to 7, they not making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm gonna say that if they going to 7 with the Raptors, and not to say that the Raptors is a bad team, it's just like the Raptors is like a good team. They got good, solid players, but like again, and it's no shot to Fred VanVleet and none of them because they obviously showcase what they capable of and whatnot. But it's like at the end of the day, these are not the premier players of the league. And if you struggling against the star player, because they star player, but they're not all star caliber. If you struggling against star players, it's like I said, once like the Nets, if they get to the Nets gonna light them up because like KD and Kyrie, you don't think the Nets gonna light them up?
They don't got the Nets not getting out the first round. You don't even got to worry about that.
Oh, because you're no, I'm sorry. I don't think I do like the Celtics because because we're kind of.
Y'all think the Nets gonna beat us?
Yes.
Okay.
And kind of I like the Celtics. I've messed with Jason Tatum. My thing with Jaylen Brown, I don't like when Jaylen Brown has the ball at the end of the game. Like I want the ball in Jason Tatum's hand all the time. I don't really trust Jaylen Brown, but that's another point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Celtics can beat the Nets. If they can beat the Nets, the Celtics going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm gonna say that they going to the Eastern Conference Finals for sure.
I feel you, bro. Let me just answer the first question. The Sixers Raptors. My take. I think that on paper, the Sixers should win. This should be a 6-7 game series, depending on how Siakam is playing, depending on if Van Fleet is going to make those threes, and depending on if Nobi is going to strap up. It should be a 6-game, 5-game series for the Sixers to win. But it's something about those Sixers, man. When they play a team that's a little bit under them, they want to play to their level. And I saw it happen. It happened like what y'all just talking about with the Hawks last year. Like that should have been an easy bag. Y'all going to Eastern Conference Finals, get to wait a little bit about to play the Bucks. Should have been easy. I just want somebody to step up that needs to step up. Like Tobias needs to play like he's getting paid $36 million a year.
Facts.
Like that just needs to happen. Like
Facts.
he can't go 2 for 9. He can't go 3 for 7 in the series. And it's not his fault. That's just how the I guess y'all offense is set up where he's just a stand-up shooter now, a 3-and-D player now. But he gotta be like if Embiid and Harden are on the bench, like he has to tell people, give me the ball. Like I really think it's gonna come down to the role players. I think Embiid and Harden are gonna play fine. I mean, like Harden might have one bad game, but Embiid definitely he's gonna be the best player in the court every time he steps on the court. So he needs to play like an MVP. Because I feel like even last year when they played the Hawks, he played good, but he didn't play like an MVP. He didn't play like he needed to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like there's levels, and that's what they've been talking about now. Going back to this Brooklyn Celtics series, Tatum, all the pressure is on him for real. Like Kyrie and KD, they've been here before. Like there's no pressure. Like they've won chips. They've been in a playoff series before. Like and now, if you want to, move your career up, if you, like Embiid too, like this is for Embiid too. Like if he wants to move his career up, if he's trying to sit with the big boys, the top 5 players in the league, you got to start taking names. You got to start winning. You got to start beating those good teams. Like that's another reason why the Celtics. I was kind of cool with the Celtics playing Brooklyn in the first round because either way, you're gonna have to beat one of these good teams to get to the championship. You're gonna have to beat Brooklyn. You're gonna have to beat Miami. You're gonna have to beat the Bucks. So,
I mean, is
I'm
it really
excited for
pressure
this.
on
I'm excited
Tatum?
about
I feel like it shouldn't be no pressure on Tatum because I feel like what he's accomplished and done,
He
like
hasn't
it's
done
not like
nothing
he's
though.
still.
He hasn't done
But like,
nothing.
what has
I mean,
he
they
done?
made it to the
And I'm a
Eastern
Celtics
Conference
fan. And I'm a
Finals.
Celtics fan. We've been to 3 Eastern Conference Finals, and 3 out of the 5. Like now it's been 6 years. So 3 out of the last 6 years, right? But it don't mean nothing if you're not in the finals. Like
But
now,
I mean,
now that his year
but like,
5 for
how old
him,
is Jason Tatum?
huh?
What, 23?
18.
He's like 23.
He's
He's
19.
24.
KD
He's
didn't get
24.
to his first
19.
finals till with the Warriors, and he was what,
No,
30?
No, he
it
got
was
to the finals
OKC.
with OKC. He
No,
got to the finals with
OKC
OKC.
because when
lost
they
the
played,
Heat.
they got tapped.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
like
But
he didn't
do
make
hear your
it back.
point. I do hear your point.
Like
It's
I don't know.
to me since
I
I've
feel like
been
he's
watching
still
him as a
young.
rookie, right? I've been watching him as a rookie all his career. I've been watching him grow. Like this is just the next stepping stone. Like
No,
you
okay, I
gotta
agree
beat
with that.
somebody good. Like those series that I was talking about before when we lost to LeBron. We lost to LeBron twice. Like now it's just time you gotta beat the good players to be a good player. You know what I'm saying? Like even last year, people talking about like people who sleep on Giannis so much in the Bucks. I hate it so much because they actually really good. Like last year, Giannis beat KD, but nobody wants to talk about that. All that everybody want to talk about is how KD's foot was on the 3-point line. But
They don't
fuck
matter.
that. The
Right.
whole
They don't
series,
matter.
it was a 7-game series. They won. They won. At the end of the day, whatever rhetoric you want to talk about, whatever happened, whatever bullshit happened, they won. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals the next week. That's all that anybody cares about. At 25 years from now, that's all we're gonna be talking about.
I feel like
that
the
KD
Bucks was
stepped on
definitely
3-point
more
line.
of
We're
a
gonna talk about
solid
who
team
won
compared to
the
the Celtics.
2020 NBA championship. The Bucks.
Milwaukee Bucks.
I don't get it.
Like
yeah, that's
I
my
will
2
say
cents.
that because that's when they played against Miami, right? That's when they was the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, when we played Miami in the bubble,
They should have went to the finals that year.
we should have went to the fight. Like I was disappointed that year. Like as a Celtics fan, I was disappointed.
They should have went to the
That's why I'm
finals
saying
that
now.
year.
That's what I'm
But
saying
now
they should be
I'm
winning
not-
the chip. They should be going to the Eastern Conference Finals again.
They should. Yes.
But I don't. To get into the, and it's not. I guess like in my head, and this is like to your point. Like this is a stepping stone for Jason Tatum. Like if he's able to overcome this hurdle, then yes, you are really at the top of the echelon. But I feel like him losing should not take anything away from him because he's still growing in this league. And like how he even said, like he kind of got spoiled in the sense of him like going so far early on in his career and like, oh, we should be able to go back and back. But the reality is like it ain't that easy to go back and back like that. And with teams getting better now, like how we seen with the Eastern Conference, like everyone's kind of getting on that same playing field, especially because now everybody want to play with each other. So everybody wants to be on the same teams and all of that. And of course, you still want to overcome those hurdles, but at the same time, I feel like so long as Jason Tatum plays a good game and doesn't fall short of them expectations of his own play, it shouldn't be looked at as him. It should be looked at as like the overall team of like, all right, what does the team need to do? Because Jason Tatum's obviously playing at this level, but it's just like he needs something more. Like it's not on him. Like he needs.
I don't think that it's on him, like you're saying. Like I don't think that the sole reason if we win this series is going to be because of him. Like we playing KD and Kyrie. Like this is going to take our entire team to beat them. But in terms of him, what he wants to solidify as his career, like for him as a career, like being like I said before, sitting at that table, sitting at that top 5 top 10 table. He needs to start beating good teams. He needs to start beating those teams that have those superstar players. And this is the one. Like when we lost to Miami in the bubble a couple of years ago, like I wasn't shocked because I know how good Miami is, but I was like, to me at that point, Tatum was the best player on the court at that time. Like I thought he was better than Jimmy Butler. I thought he was better than Bam. So I was like, I thought he was going to take that next step. But like you just said before, it's super hard to get to the finals. It's super hard to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I was just like, but I do hope he takes this next step this series because I think he's ready. I really think he's ready this time.
I like, will say though, and I always gave Tatum credit. He carried VC's last year during Game 3?
Mm-hmm. Like, he had 50
by himself.
He be coming in clutch. I'd be scared when, like I said, I'd be scared when Jaylen Brown be having the ball. Jaylen Brown think he
did that though. So like
Premier.
I give Tatum his props. He took on KD, Kyrie, and Harden, all three, and took one game. I remember Joel shrunk during the bubble because he had no help, crying, pouting. It's a fact.
That's what I'm saying.
Harden,
that's why I keep going back before. Like these players are good. Like Embiid is a great player. He's an MVP type of player. Mm-hmm. But when are you going to start making a name for yourself to separate yourself from being not a top 10 player, but a top 5 player? When are you going to? I mean, he is a top 5 player. Like he is.
Like top.
But when are you going to do it where people can? Yeah, top 3, even top 3. When are you going to do it when people can actually see it? And you know what I'm saying? Like when we can actually put the name and be next to the recognition. Like what are you doing with that? And that's why I hope Tatum does this year. Is like even last year, like you just said, like he dropped that 50. But like, what does it matter if you lose in the series? Like I don't care. Like you dropped 50, okay, we're gonna look back at it. Like, but I want to win a series. I want to go to the next round too. But yeah. Like I said, I think it's gonna be the best
Tatum is like
in a while.
I think Tatum is is what Devin Booker is, but in a better situation because like Devin Booker literally didn't make it to the playoffs till last year.
Until CP.
That's what I'm saying. He got somebody on his team that was like really able to elevate. I mean, granted, the bubble is when they kind of got in that,
that like mode,
that mode, and then CP just. Well, that's why I think Chris Paul is probably, the best point. Literally every team that Chris Paul has gone to, they've elevated. Like he's literally elevated every team. That's when
like I wanted Chris Paul to come to the Celtics before he went to the Phoenix. Like all we needed was a point guard. But since Marcus Smart stepped up,
my guy,
I think we good.
My guy. But yeah,
I think I don't know what.
Hopefully,
I haven't been looking at the Celtics this much this year, but
your Wi-Fi is
went up.
Going up, but yeah, that's some good thoughts, bros. I appreciate you, Dante, Haji, Brandon.
Yeah,
now,
no problem.
Much like love, y'all. Once again, we will be back for more Sixers and ball talk throughout the playoff. So, as always, them Bulls are mad because the whole I can't even say it. These Bulls is mad because the process worked. It did, ish. So, but we will talk to y'all next time. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
All right, y'all.